When it comes to liquid coating or powder coating, usually everybody has primer top coat in their mind, or at least multiple coats to get to the finish that you're looking for. We do a variety of things in the powder coating shop. So if it's raw metal, we'll just do one coat of powder. If it's blasted metal, then we have a couple options. We can either do primer and a top coat or just two coats of the top coat. Mainly what we're trying to do on blasted parts is build film thickness. So we're trying to fill up the blast profile first and then build a layer of coating on top of that. That's really difficult to do in one coat and make the powder lay smooth and still look good. So generally we do two coats of the same powder. We usually favor that over a primer and a top coat just because it's more cost effective and more time efficient for our customers. There are applications where a primer and then top coat would be better in terms of where the part would be going or what its uses would be. You could get better performance by having a powder that's specifically formulated as a primer and then putting a top coat over top. For a lot of the general public work that we do, most of that is old parts, metal parts that come in that need blasted and then powder coated. So we blast them, put two coats of the same powder on them, whatever color the customer picks. It's usually a good, super durable powder. And so we do two coats to build that film thickness, and it holds up really well for them. With liquid paint, you could just spray on one coat, let it dry, spray on another coat. With powder, we have to spray one coat of powder, put it in the oven, and what we call gel it, so we don't fully cure it. We just get it in the oven so it turns over, so it turns from powder into a gelled form, something where the powder can't blow off anymore. And then we put a second coat over the top of that. So I have a car frame behind me here, has first coat on it, and it's been gelled. As you can see some pitting and things here as I get close, that's actually because this frame was really rusty. If you look at this over here, this looks very shiny. This color is actually a 20% gloss black, but when you gel a powder, like on this car frame, it was only in the oven for like 5 minutes. And so it's just enough for the powder to turn over, to turn into a gelled state. And so it hasn't had time for that gloss to fall out of it like it will do in a full cure. That's a really good indicator for us that this part is just gelled, not fully cured. That's good, because when we put the top coat on, we don't want a first coat to be fully cured, because then the top coat does not stick very well. So this car frame is 20% gloss black powder. It's just been gelled. We'll put on the top coat tomorrow, and then we will fully cure both coats together. So for the second coat, you do a full cure cycle, and that cures the first and second coat together. It allows the top coat to kind of melt in, mix in with that first coat, and so you get a much, much better adhesion between the two coats, or I call it interlaminar adhesion. If you fully cure one coat and then just spray right over the top, the second coat is not adhered hardly at all to the first coat, and it just falls right off or chips off. So it's really important, if you are doing two coats, whether it's primer and top coat or two coats of the same color, you have to gel the first coat, then put the top coat on, then fully cure. You have to be really careful with the gelling process because you don't want to go too far and be cured and then your top coat doesn't stick.